When talking about the internet and how to be safe, you could Google it, but all you get is a long list of websites that tell you what not to do and how it's not safe, and videos that are redundant and say the same thing over and over again, targeted towards younger children. I believe that if you want people to be truly safe on the internet, you have to explain to them how it works and what you could do and what you can do while being safe and how to do it. The first thing for understanding the internet is understanding that there is no big computer out there that is the internet. There is no website that is the internet. Google is not the internet. Yahoo is not the internet. The idea for the internet actually came out of the Cold War during the Cuban Missile Crisis, when the United States needed a way to communicate between bases and military hubs without having one centralized hub that all the connections would go to go back out of in case they were struck under a nuclear attack that would knock out that hub. It was designed to be very versatile in the way that it would not be knocked out easily, and there were connections leading to connections, but no main hub. The internet is just all the LANs and WANs connected. A LAN is a local area network, and a WAN is a wide area network. A LAN can be as small as 2 computers hooked together with a cable, while a WAN is just multiple LANs hooked together. At our school in particular, we have all of our internet coming through from the ISP, or Internet Service Provider, and it goes to the server room, which has a massive router. This router sends out Ethernet cables throughout the school to be connected to ports that can send them to individual computers like the computer lab, or to Wi-Fi access points, which allow you to get the internet service through your computer. You may be asking, well, if there's no supercomputer, how do I connect to websites? Well, what would happen is you'd be connected to either the Wi-Fi, or a cable would be connected to your computer, allowing you to access the internet. And it would first go to the router that you were on, saying, hey, say you wanted to get to Facebook. Hey, do you have Facebook? No, but I can send you to somebody that does. And following this path, it would move up a stream of routers bouncing around until it got to the router that has Facebook. And it would move back, router by router by router. Now, since we send it to our router, and it doesn't have it, we'd send it to the next. But that next router, after that middle step, doesn't know that you want Facebook. It knows that that last router wants Facebook. So it can send it back here, but then this router remembers that you want Facebook. So it's incredible the way that computers can remember this and get all this information done in split seconds. You could go around the world 3 times looking for a website in under 3 seconds, and still, but if whatever you were looking for takes more than 3 or 4 seconds to load, you'd still probably complain about how the Wi-Fi is slow. We're still left with the question, how do I stay safe on the internet? Well, you're probably going to hear some things that are very redundant and that you've heard before. In general, it's a bad idea to share information on the internet that you wouldn't want just anybody to see. My theory is that if you wouldn't want it up in the windows of Macy's, you shouldn't share it on the internet, because while the people you're sending it to may have good intentions and they might not use it against you, like I said, the way the internet works is router to router communication. There was a 18-minute time period in April of 2010 where a large portion of internet usage in the United States and other countries got sent through China. Now, while there's no way of knowing what their intentions were, if it was just an accident, because there's easy ways for that to just be an accident. You never know, so some people could get their hands on it that you don't intend on having the information. Don't respond to messages or comment on things that aren't good or helpful or just nice in general, because you never know who's going to see those comments, and you never know how that could affect you. Maybe future colleges will see what you wrote on somebody's Instagram page or Facebook page and say, hey, that's not the kind of person we want at our school. Maybe a future employer will say, that's not good, that's not what we want around here, we want a good, clean environment where everybody feels welcome. And maybe that could just lead you to more harmful things that could be stealing your identity or getting just any information about you from your own computer. So be careful about what you respond to on the internet. It's not always a good thing just because you feel some way about something to let people know. It may just be best to leave it to yourself. And if you do want to do that, find a good way to channel it and make it a good thing. Don't make it a harmful thing. Never meet face to face with a person that you met on the internet unless you have a parent or guardian's permission. Now, if you have the permission, or if you're old enough where you don't have a parent or guardian anymore, meet someplace in public, because if they are someone they say they aren't, you don't want them to be able to take advantage of you or anything like that. So it's always best to meet in a public place where there's other people around, that if something happens, they can help. And most likely, if it is somebody that's going to take advantage of you, they won't want to meet in a public place. So if they say no, they want to meet someplace more private, it's probably a good idea to say no and stop talking to that person. Similar to my last point, people can lie on the internet, and it's really easy for people to do it. It's not hard. You can make a fake account. You can do anything. The internet's your playground, but there are people out there that abuse it and don't use it for what it was intended for, and while the internet has amazing and good useful purposes, people find ways to manipulate that and make it bad. So be very wary of people that want to get to know you very well right off the bat. If somebody just walked up to you in the middle of the street and said, hey, what's your name, what's your address, you wouldn't just give it to them. So treat your online friends like people you meet in the real world, and don't instantly assume that they're good. Try to be cautious, and that's just always a good way to protect yourself. Lastly, be careful with websites that say things that they'll give you for free or do things for you for free. If it seems too good to be true on the internet, it's probably true. And an example of one of my favorites is downloadmoreram.com. Now, if you're familiar with computers and how they work, RAM is random access memory. It's just kind of like what you can have going on at your computer at a certain time. And something you can't download. You have to have it built in, or you have to put it in extra, or like you have to put in better RAM yourself. It's definitely nothing that can be downloaded. And I'm sure that leads you to a whole world of viruses when you try to do it, but I know for sure I will never try it. But if people try to get your address, your name and stuff, or hey, we'll send you money, or hey, we'll give you this or that, be very cautious. If you're gonna do it, try researching it. Websites that say they'll give you free softwares that cost money regularly, or download more RAM, just know that you probably get a virus or two with that, and those things can be malicious and not very good. So be careful, stay safe. Yeah. Thank you for taking the time to watch my video. I really appreciate it. If you liked it, go check out some more of these videos at MVS TED. It's subscribe down below. If not, at least you learned something, I hope. And thank you.